Right guys, so we are just about to start this session. 4 minutes to go for this qualifying for Formula 1 round number 8 2017 at Azerbaijan, Baku. It's a beautiful city in the Caspian Sea and such beautiful ambience over there. We are just about to start this session. We are going to love this 4 minutes as the session for this qualifying for the last Grand Prix which happened in Canada was won comprehensively by Lewis Hamilton, though the speculation was before the Grand Prix began that Mercedes is not so good, and they did so all the weekend except at the qualifying stage and then at the start of the Grand Prix, and end of the day they came out winners. So it's really enthralling to see what did Lewis Hamilton did in the last Canadian Grand Prix, where he became the maximum number of pole sitters and equaled Ayrton Senna over there, and eventually won the Grand Prix. We have some time to go for the live session for qualifying at Baku, and I'm going to bring this live to you. I would like to thank all my supporters and my viewers around the world to give me your feedback so I can bring much more live actions to you. Thanks for giving me all the support during last Grand Prix at Canada, which I brought to you live. And let's continue on the same grounds here at Azerbaijan. As I was talking about this Azerbaijan, it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place right at the heart of Caspian Sea. It's a place where, it's a small place actually. It's a city with just about 2,000 square meters. Session is just about to start at any moment now. Third practice session, just to give you update again. In Q1, Kimi Raikkonen topped the timesheet for Ferrari, followed by Sebastian Vettel of Ferrari, with Force India in third position. Mercedes were really struggling in FP1. But now we are at the final position and ready for the qualifying. Third practice session, just to give you update again. In Q1, Kimi Raikkonen topped the timesheet for Ferrari, followed by Sebastian Vettel of Ferrari, with Force India in third position. Mercedes were really struggling in FP1. But now we are at the final position and ready for the qualifying. Just waiting for the session to go live. Probably few minutes from now, we should be seeing the green lights and drivers coming out of the pit. Very interesting statistics. Hamilton leads 4-3 in qualifying session. For Red Bull, Daniel Ricciardo is 1 behind, 3-4 to Verstappen. Vettel is leading 6-1 for Ferrari for qualifying session results. Force India, Sergio Perez 6-1 to Esteban Ocon. Just waiting for the session to go live. Felipe Massa 7-0 to Lance Stroll. A few minutes from now, a rookie this year. Fernando Alonso again 6-0 to Stefan Van Room. Fernando Alonso not very happy. In Toro Rosso, Daniel Kvyat 3-4 to Carlos Sainz. Both of the drivers almost equally matched. In Haas, Grosjean 4-3 to Kevin Magnussen. And Hülkenberg 7-0 to Gerard Palmer, Joylen Palmer in Haas. Marcus Ericsson is down 1-4 to Pascal Wehrlein. And session has gone green. 18 minutes to this session. Q1 begins here. Not very happy. In Toro Rosso, Daniel Kvyat 3-4 to Carlos Sainz. Both of the drivers almost equally matched. Haas, Grosjean 4-3 to Kevin Magnussen. And Hülkenberg 7-0 to Gerard Palmer, Joylen Palmer, Haas. Marcus Ericsson is down 1-4 to Pascal Wehrlein. And session has gone green. 18 minutes of this session. Q1 begins here. Raikkonen and Esteban Ocon, they are on outlap, also including Kvyat out of the pits. Most of the drivers are going to be going out of the pit very soon because we all know nature of the circuit is such, if anything goes, any accident or any yellow flag comes out or red flag, everybody going to lose out, and nobody wants to lose out at this point of time where they don't even come to the circuit. So it is very nice session which has been started. Already most of the cars, Kimi Raikkonen is also out, Sebastian Vettel is out for their outlaps, getting some heat in the tires and ready to deliver. The nature of the circuit is such, if anything goes, any accident or any yellow flag comes out or red flag, everybody is going to lose out, and nobody wants to lose out at this point of time where they don't even come to the circuit. So it is very nice session which has been started. Already most of the cars, Kimi Raikkonen is also out, Sebastian Vettel is out for their outlaps, getting some heat in the tires and ready to deliver. Mercedes, Valtteri Bottas still in the pits, now comes out of the pits. Lewis Hamilton also come out of the pits. It will be very nice to see what the driver tactics will be to set up the time lapse in this first qualifying session. Nico Hülkenberg, he had a lockup of the wheels, managed to push through in very difficult corners in starting of the circuit after they come to first corner. Lewis Hamilton also come out of the pits. It will be very nice to see what the driver tactics will be to set up the time lapse in this first qualifying. Nico Hülkenberg is the first driver to start the time lap. He had to abort his lap because the other driver in Sauber came behind. So all the drivers are still warming up, getting some temperature in the tires for this first qualifying session. Is the first driver to start the time lap. He had to abort his lap because the other driver in Sauber came behind. So all the drivers are still warming up, getting some temperature in the tires for this first qualifying session. Still no times on the timesheet, still warming up in the second lap. And here Red Bull, Toro Rosso Red Bull, Carlos Sainz again takes the escape route. This is the most difficult part of the circuit, and in and out from we have observed in last three free practice sessions, and here also in this corner, a lot of drivers are going out and taking the escape route. It's a very tricky circuit and there are a lot of turns because driver have to ensure that they warm up the tires as quickly as possible, because they make a minor mistake, they are out of it. First driver to get the time on the timesheet is Romain Grosjean, 1 minute 45.4 seconds. Where does he go in terms of positioning? Felipe Massa had also a very near miss at the wall. He manages to keep the car on the track. All the drivers are on super soft for Q1. Track temperature is 47 degrees and air temperature is about 26 degrees. Ideal temperature to bring the tire temperature up and perform. Where does he go in terms of positioning? Felipe Massa had also a very near miss at the wall. He manages to keep the car on the track. All the drivers are on super soft for Q1. Track temperature is 47 degrees and air temperature is about 26 degrees. Ideal temperature to bring the tire temperature up and perform. Here, Kimi Räikkönen, he has topped the timesheets as of now, 1 minute 43 seconds. Number 2 is Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon for Force India, followed by Max Verstappen for Red Bull. Sebastian Vettel, he is also on the time lap. Let's say where he puts in comparison with position 1. He goes last corner, straights. Where does he put his car? Can he displace Kimi Räikkönen? No, he doesn't. Kimi Räikkönen betters the time. Max Verstappen is going faster. He is 0.3 of a second faster from P1. Will he be able to displace Räikkönen from there? Valtteri Bottas also, he is very fast. Valtteri Bottas is also going faster. Times are going to be tumbling here. Track temperatures are up to 55 degrees. Max Verstappen goes P1. Valtteri Bottas come. Where does he go? Does he manages to displace? No, he doesn't. He pulls off in the last corner. Lewis Hamilton goes P1 now. What a lap by Lewis Hamilton. He's P1, followed by Verstappen, second position, then Raikkonen, Prix, Ocon, Kvyat, Massa, Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll has performed very nicely. We don't see Sebastian Vettel still over here. Felipe Massa now next to go, followed by Sergio Perez. Felipe Massa is almost about to complete his lap in the last corner. Does he go? He's P4, Felipe Massa, and Sergio Perez goes P3. What a lap by both of these guys. Wonderful. Kimi Raikkonen next. Sebastian Vettel, sorry, he's on a faster lap. What does he do? He's also on the straight, final straight. Where does he stand? And he manages P4 only. Now Daniel Ricciardo next to go on the straight, final straight. That's the longest straight of this circuit. He goes P6. Seven minutes remaining in this qualifying one. Max Verstappen, he goes for another faster lap. First sector is going to complete just now near the fort. That's a very tight corner over there. Manages well. Clean in the next corner. Goes well. Gets closer to the final straight. With DRS coming on, sector 2. So he is even faster than P1 time now. So Max Verstappen is all set to tumble the time for P1 again. Last corner, final straights now. 1 minute 42.3 to displace. Where does Max Verstappen finishes? No, he doesn't. He goes P2. Carlos Sainz from Toro Rosso behind. He goes P10. Not a very commendable lap from Carlos Sainz. Lewis Hamilton now on the final straight, the longest straight of this circuit. Time to displace 1 minute 42.384 seconds, and he goes P1. Lewis Hamilton is the fastest. 1 minute 42.384 seconds. He sets up the best time of the weekend. He's not been good in first 3 practice sessions, but he comes good in where it matters the most. Now Hamilton tops, followed by Verstappen, Raikkonen, Vettel, Bottas, Ocon, and where does McLaren stands? Sebastian Vettel also had a slight sniff when he was taking a turn in number 14. Kevin Magnussen, another driver who goes and takes the escape route. Fernando Alonso, he is in his McLaren now. What does Fernando Alonso does here is going to be very vital. You could have seen the frustration of Fernando Alonso yesterday when his another engine gave way, and he was furious. He'd taken the headrest out of the car and he kept on waiting near the stands, and he was just furious and very, very disappointed with the car yesterday. Hopefully he has that charm where he will bring out something good out of this car. 3 minutes to go in this session. Who are the people in relegation zone? Very important to see. Let's see, the lap is being done by Lance Stroll right now. He was P10 earlier. He's on the sector 2. Doesn't seems to be improving in his time. Roman Grosjean, he's also on the time lap. Time as of now set is 1 minute 41 seconds by Lewis Hamilton. Roman Grosjean goes faster than his own time. He betters his sector times. Lance Stroll comes on the start-finish straight. Where does he go? He is slower. He is actually P12. Not a very good lap from him. Where does Roman Grosjean? P15 only. Not much improvement seen from him. Now Bottas is the second fastest. It's a very interesting thing to see here. Lewis Hamilton, he was not able to show any kind of greatness in 3 practice sessions which held yesterday and day before, and today he is a different man altogether. And what to say about Max Verstappen? He's continuing with his form. He's been good all the weekend till the time yesterday also in the session when he was topping free practice 2, and in the last dying moments he had a shunt on the sidewall and damaged his car completely. Rear axle was damaged, but he is gone good and he is presently second, Raikkonen third, completing top 3 position. So Lance Stroll, he was 12th. Now Stefan Van Droom and Fernando Alonso from McLaren both are on the time lapse. Stefan Van Droom will be finishing first. Let's see what McLaren can do. Can they come out of this Q3 here, which doesn't seem to be very hopeful. Alonso is P15, just on the line. We have only 24 seconds to go for this lap. This is the last time or last opportunity McLaren is going to get. Can Stefan Van Droom do something here? Time to see. He's on the straight now, nearing start finish line. Where does he finishes? He is not going to do it. He's out of the relegation zone. Fernando Alonso now, start finish straight. Can he keep his McLaren and get his McLaren to Q2? Let's see what happens. Just coming close, he sees the checkered flag and he finishes. All the times are toppling now. Marcus Ericsson also comes through. Doesn't go through. Marcus Ericsson also. Session 1 is completed. All the drivers have completed the run. And Kevin Magnussen is 14. He is on 14th position. he's managed to come to Q3, to Q2. So Hamilton, Verstappen, Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Kvyat, Vettel, Bottas, Ocon finishes top 8. Remember, 15 cars will go to Q2. 9 and 10 position completed by Perez and Massa. 11th Sainz, 12th Stroll. Then Pascal Wehrlein is the last person, Alonso, and Van Dorn belonging to McLaren doesn't qualify. Roman Grosjean is also out of this session. So casualty is clear. McLaren, both the McLaren cars are out. Fernando Alonso has a bit of a mistake before the last corner. So Q1 has finished. It was a very absorbing session which we have seen in Q1. So drivers who are out of Q1 are Fernando Alonso, Roman Grosjean from Haas, Kevin Magnussen Haas, Van Dorn McLaren, Ericsson from Sauber, and Jolyon Palmer Renault. We have a short time till we start off our session 2. It's few minutes time. Join you back. What a session was the qualifying session 1. It was a truly absorbing session where finally the Sauber of Ericsson, he tried to displace Alonso, but he could not do that. However, at the end, Alonso was eliminated from Q1. Just to give you the positions, how the drivers stand after qualifying session 1. Hamilton tops the chart, followed by Max Verstappen from Red Bull, Kimi Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo, Daniel Kvyat, Toro Rosso, Sebastian Vettel Ferrari, Valtteri Bottas Mercedes, Ocon Force India, Prix Force India, Massa Williams, Carlos Sainz Toro Rosso, Lance Stroll Williams, Nico Hülkenberg Renault, and the last driver Kevin Magnussen from Haas. They all qualify for Q2, which is just about getting underway very soon. So we have the second session now coming. It has started, lights have gone green. We are at the start of second session for this qualifying for round number 8 at Azerbaijan Grand Prix at Baku. Remember, whatever tires driver choose in Q2, they will be starting the race on these tires. So very important here, because the tires, they are somehow, we have seen in last few races that drivers are taking almost 2 laps to actually bring their temperatures in their tires before they actually make a time lap. And especially for the Mercedes, this phenomena is becoming very common here. So they take about 1 or 2 laps before they actually get the temperatures in their tires, before they do the warming up laps going on for both the Mercedes. They are out right at the beginning of this session. 13 minutes and a half remaining in this session. We have seen in all the practice sessions, the front tires are having problem to bring their temperatures up. So Bottas will be the first one to go for time lap. Let's see whether he starts off or takes another lap for warming up. He and Lewis Hamilton both are on the track, one behind each other. Sebastian Vettel, he's also on track now. Getting the temperatures up in their tires, getting ready for the time lap. Almost all the drivers are out on the track. Kevin Magnussen is the last one. He's also on his out lap now. 11 minutes remaining in this session. Turn 8 is the one which is most furious one. Very difficult turn. Drivers almost have to come stand still. They can't see anything in front. And once they clear that, then they are on the full speed. Felipe Massa is on the time lap. He will be getting this. Let's see where does he goes on the straights now. One of the longest straights in Formula 1. And he goes P1 provisionally in qualifying session 2. Valtteri Bottas now on the time lap. Sector 1 going on in comparison with Felipe Massa. How does this come out? We'll see in a moment. Lance Stroll is P2. Massa is P3, Daniel Kvyat P4. Verstappen has just come out faster lap and he's P2 now. Valtteri Bottas is having a very good lap. Sector 2, how does he comes out in Sector 2? We'll see in a moment. Yes, he is faster clearly of Kimi Raikkonen, who is heading the timesheets. Looks Valtteri Bottas is comfortably going to come out in P1 for this Q qualifying second session. Let's see, where does he finish as? He's on the straight now, close to the start finish line. Yes, he does comfortably and he is now P1 followed by Kimi Raikkonen. Hamilton goes faster now. Bottas is second. Hamilton is really now coming back to the form at the point where it is most mattering in the Formula One weekends. Raikkonen is third now, followed by Sergio Perez of Force India. Max Verstappen is fifth. Esteban Ocon is sixth. Daniel Ricciardo seventh. Eighth Lance Stroll. Felipe Massa is on ninth, followed by Daniel Kvyat on 10th, who are in relegation zone. Hulkenberg, he has to do something to come out in top 10. And it's a very interesting news which is coming out is that Fernando Alonso has come to this weekend along with his manager, and that will be very interesting to see what are the decisions going to come from Fernando Alonso. Remember, whether he wants to get out of McLaren if they stay with Honda, or maybe he wants to get out of Formula One altogether. The way he had a good performance in IndyCar this year, probably he might look for going for Indy Series for the year unless he gets a good team, and that is not guaranteed. If you see the situation in Mercedes and Ferrari, they seems to be pretty much okay with the drivers, where Valtteri Bottas is on 1 year contract, though it seems to be all set for a 1 year extension. And for Ferrari also, they are pretty happy with Kimi Raikkonen, who is giving a nice comeback to Sebastian Vettel, who is of course the championship leader this season. Hamilton is leading with Bottas following. 1-2 for Mercedes. 7 minutes to go in this qualifying session 2. Valtteri Bottas has done good. Felipe Massa, another brush to the wall. He's really taking his car to the limits. He might damage his rear suspension in this course. Relegation zone, Sainz, Kvyat, Hulkenberg, Pascal Wehrlein, Kevin Magnussen, all have to work hard to come out of the relegation zone. Daniel Ricciardo is under threat. He is currently 10th position. He has to bring some good timings. Yes, he goes P7. And Valtteri Bottas is looking set to better his timing and probably displace Lewis Hamilton. He's coming on the last straight, start-finish straight. Where does he go? Can he displace Lewis Hamilton? Seems to be all set. He had a very good timing in Sector 1, Sector 2. No, he doesn't. Lewis Hamilton comes on the straight, start-finish straight. Will he be able to better his time? He is set earlier. He actually does it by quite a margin. It's 0.7 seconds. The maximum speed achieved is 340 km per hour. What a lap. 41.275, 1 minute. Lewis Hamilton up by 0.737 seconds on Valtteri Bottas. Kimi Raikkonen is third. Verstappen is fourth. Sergio Perez fifth. Lance Stroll sixth. Daniel Ricciardo seventh. Sebastian Vettel is sitting at 8th, followed by filling up last two position Felipe Massa and Esteban Ocon. Still in the relegation zone with just about 5 minutes remaining in this session. Sainz, Kvyat, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Pascal Wehrlein. They have to work hard to come out of this relegation zone now. I was talking about Fernando Alonso, so it looks to be an interesting, we are going to hear some interesting news very soon for Fernando Alonso, as he is with his manager now at this race, and the way the things have unfolded day before yesterday in free practice 2, where his car had another breakdown and he had to just become a mere spectator, was not a healthy feeling at all. So, drivers in trouble: Kvyat, Hülkenberg, Sainz, Wehrlein and Kevin Magnussen out in relegation zone. They have to really work hard to come out of it. And that's quite a margin. They are behind by almost 2 seconds gap. Kimi Räikkönen starts off another flying lap. Would like to better his timing and come up. He is presently third fastest in this session. Remember, this is round 8 of Formula 1 2017 at Baku circuit. This is the second race of this Baku circuit. And friends, do remember to see my channel Autocars India. I have placed the schedule for Formula 1 Grand Prix for 2018 calendar. That has been finalized this week, earlier this week on Thursday, and we have triple header coming in this 2018 season. That is because of World Cup coming out in Russia, Football World Cup. Due to that, there are going to be 3 back-to-back races. Even though initially promoters had some apprehensions how they're going to organize these events in the wake of World Cup, they finally managed to do it. Coming back on the track, 2 minutes to go, about 2 minutes in qualifying session 2. Relegation zone, stand same: Carlos Sainz, Toro Rosso, Daniel Kvyat, Toro Rosso, Kevin Magnussen, Nico Hülkenberg and Pascal Wehrlein in the relegation zone. Will they be able to come out? Not much time to go. Daniel Kvyat, he's trying. He's actually bettering. He looks to be, he's on the final straight now. Timing seems to be good. Looks he's going to displace Ocon out of the top 10. That will be an achievement because Force India is really doing good. Daniel Kvyat, where does he go? He's just about, no, he doesn't. In the final moments he bettered his time but could not displace Force India Esteban Ocon. Sebastian Vettel now, he's desperate to bring some performance in his car. He comes on the start-finish line. Where does he finishes? Let's see. He's presently P8. Yes, he does go to P2, Sebastian Vettel. This was more of expected from Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel. Just to remind you, drivers eliminated in Q1: Alonso, Grosjean, Ericsson, Van Doom and Palmer. And second session is about to come to an end with 29 seconds to go. Daniel Kvyat, Carlos Sainz, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Pascal Wehrlein, all in the relegation zone. And Magnussen and Hülkenberg are in pits and doesn't seem to be competing anymore. Sergio Perez looks to be bettering his time. He is comfortable. In fact, all top 10 driver doesn't seem to be threatened anymore. 3 seconds to go and checkered flag is out. So we have Q2 session coming to the end. There is hardly any changes which we have seen in last 5 minutes. Carlos Sainz is the driver. He is still on the track. He has not picked up the checkered flag. He picks up now. No, he doesn't. Remains behind. Esteban Ocon is coming now. He will be the last driver to pick up the checkered flag. He is P10 and he is safe, so he doesn't need to push the car. Yes, he keeps his position and betters his time. So Kvyat, Sainz, Magnussen, Hülkenberg and Verlaine go out of this session. Nice absorbing session we have seen in Q2. Now the fight for top 10 will soon start in another 5 minutes. And we are going to see some fireworks over there. Both the Force Indias have made their way in Q3, which is becoming a habit now for Force India. Hamilton leads the timesheets in Q2. So who are the drivers who get into top 10 for a final shootout? Lewis Hamilton, Mercedes, Max Verstappen, Red Bull, Valtteri Bottas, Mercedes, Kimi Raikkonen, Ferrari, followed by Red Bull, Daniel Ricciardo, Sergio Perez from Force India, Williams, Lance Stroll. Interesting, Lance Stroll is P7 here, which is above Felipe Massa, which is an achievement for this young Canadian driver. Ferrari, Vettel sits at 8th, Massa 9th, Esteban Ocon 10th. So Q2 has finally ended and we had a very nice session for this Q2. So we have top 10 drivers for this session: Lewis Hamilton, Mercedes, Sebastian Vettel, Ferrari, Max Verstappen, Red Bull, Valtteri Bottas, Mercedes, Kimi Raikkonen, Ferrari, Daniel Ricciardo, Red Bull, 6th position, 7th Sergio Perez, 8th Lance Stroll, Williams, 9th Massa, 10th Esteban Ocon, Force India. We are expecting a firing session now which is going to be final for the top 10 shootout. Sometime before we start this session, We're going to see the other drivers also who have not made to Q1. So here we go, the drivers who are out of qualifying: Daniel Kvyat, Toro Rosso; Carlos Sainz, Toro Rosso; 13th, Nico Hülkenberg, Renault; Kevin Magnussen, Haas; Pascal Wehrlein, Sauber; Fernando Alonso, McLaren, 16th position; Roman Grosjean, Haas; Marcus Ericsson, Sauber; McLaren, Stoffel Vandoorne; Gerald Palmer, Renault. Drivers out from this qualifying session. We are just expecting the third session to start very soon, within few moments time. Nico Hülkenberg is a surprise casualty. If you see the way his Renault has performed today, was a day to be forgetful for Renault. Both of the Renaults, one is sitting right at the bottom, which we understand because Joylen Palmer car had a fire and he did not start the session, but Nico Hülkenberg equally is on P13 position. So drivers of the day who are going to fight for top 10 positions for round 8 of Azerbaijan Grand Prix at Baku: Lewis Hamilton, Mercedes; Sebastian Vettel, Ferrari; Max Verstappen, Red Bull; Valtteri Bottas, Mercedes; Kimi Raikkonen, Ferrari; Daniel Ricciardo, Red Bull; Sergio Perez, Force India; Lance Stroll, Williams; Felipe Massa, Williams, followed by Esteban Ocon, French driver for Force India. I am bringing this session live for you to all my friends all over the globe. Lewis Hamilton has set up the time in this session, 1 minute 41.275 seconds, followed by Valtteri Bottas, who is in the second position. So the fastest time set is Lewis Hamilton. So finally we can say, in the meantime, session 3 has started. Shootout for top 10. Lights gone green, session started. So we are in the final session of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which is being held as round 8 of Formula 1 at Baku circuit. One of the, I would say, tough circuits in the sense, till the time free practice 3 end, there were a lot of drivers. Most of them were taking escape routes, were not able to negate the turn which is near the ford, and a lot of drivers had a brush to the wall and to the barriers. So 10 minutes remaining, just below 9 minutes and 40 seconds remaining now for this session to get completed, and we will have our pole sitters for the race in another 9 minutes decided. We are on board with Sebastian Vettel, who is on super soft tires. Just about 9 minutes to go in this session. Ferrari having a clean lap as of now. And remember, this is not his time lap. So he's still warming up his tires and he's on the start finish line and he's going to start his time lap now. Will he be able to come out on pole? Time to see what does he do. Let's see once the timing starts coming on. I'm bringing you live updates, live commentary for this Formula 1 Round 8 from Baku, Azerbaijan Grand Prix, Formula 1 season 2007. Lewis Hamilton also warming up his tires, trying to bring the temperatures up. Remember, front is giving a lot of problems to a lot of drivers in this Grand Prix to bring the temperatures up with the sharp corners. The first driver to go for the time lap is going to be Valtteri Bottas. He has just started his time lap now. So let's see how this timing's coming up for Sector 1. Sector 1 is pretty straightforward except few corners which are almost 90-degree corners on this circuit. Demanding circuit, I must say, this Baku, Azerbaijan. Valtteri Bottas just about coming to an end to the first sector, sets up 35.4 seconds. Lewis Hamilton is following him. In comparison, Lewis Hamilton is faster than him, almost 0.8 of the second faster than Valtteri Bottas. Did he make some mistake anywhere? We'll just come to know. So he surely have to do a second lap around. Lewis Hamilton all set with almost 6 minutes going in this session to top the timesheets for the first run to get the pole. Valtteri Bottas coming on the start finish line, a straight with maximum speed. How does he do? Lewis Hamilton is almost 1.1 seconds up on Valtteri Bottas timing. Who is going to cross the start finish line any moment now? Yes. So he is P1 as of now. Valtteri Bottas, Lewis Hamilton is following him. I'm sure he's going to topple his time by a good amount of time. Let's see. No, he doesn't. It's a surprise. Bottas in the Sector 3 has got the time of his life and he sits P1. Kimi Raikkonen only manages P4. Ferrari, who was showing to be a very good car, now being displaced by Mercedes. However, we still have the surprise package, which is in Max Verstappen, and we do look, Valtteri Bottas, while in the same turn, he had a very close miss to the wall. In fact, Lewis Hamilton also made a mistake in the last lap, but they still managed to keep the cars intact. That was very close for any kind of comfort you can think for these drivers. So Valtteri Bottas on provisional P1, followed by Lewis Hamilton, almost tenths of a 1/10 of a second, and Massa and Stroll, they have still not set any time in this. There are only 4 minutes remaining in this session, and all the drivers will be coming back to the pits, have a fresher tire, and go for the final kill for pole position. Verstappen sitting in 3rd position, Kimi Raikkonen in 4th, Sebastian Vettel in 5, Daniel Ricciardo 6, Sergio Perez 7, Massa. Ocon has bettered his time and he's overtaken Vettel. Max Verstappen also on the time lap now. Let's see where does he finishes. He's in sector 3, and here the car is standstill. Whose car? Which car is this? Red Bull. Looks to be Daniel Ricciardo. He has a problem. He is on the track and the red flags are out. So the session has been stopped because of this red flag. We have to see exactly what had happened over there. He is standstill over there, Daniel Ricciardo. Session has stopped, red flag, with just about 3 minutes to go in this session. Also Ferrari mechanics, they are rushing out of the pits because Sebastian Vettel was just about to go out to the track, and due to this red flag he decided to keep his car over there. And Daniel Ricciardo, what a place to park the car, what a pity. It's on the start finish, just about the start finish line. What exactly happened to his car? Oh my goodness, he hit the wall while coming out for the last corner. This is going to hurt Daniel Ricciardo very badly. His rear of the car did not follow at all, and he was just waving. And also Sergio Perez, he hits the car also just at the start of DRS corner in sector 3. This is becoming a regular fashion here for the drivers to hit somewhere or the other on the track. Kimi Raikkonen also misses and takes the escape route. Favorite escape route corner of this track. You want to do donuts? You go to this escape route and you could do donuts. Many of the drivers have done in last 3 days. So session has been stopped. Stewards are looking into it, what has happened exactly. Marshals are coming on the track, try to recover Daniel Ricciardo car as soon as possible and to get the session start again. What a pity for Daniel Ricciardo's. Traffic marshals are just moving the car out of the track, and we should see the live action very soon. Guys, I'm bringing this live commentary for you, all of you who have joined me all across the world. And I hope you're liking this session. We are going to be live again tomorrow at the same time almost we did today, and look to go together for the race day commentary tomorrow for Baku, which is Formula 1 round number 8 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. In the meantime, red flags are on. Just like to remind you that 2018 Formula 1 calendar has been out earlier this week, and there are 18 races which have been planned. There are 3 back-to-back races which are being planned and called a triple header, which is going to come in next year. And also Russian Grand Prix has been shifted in the later part of the year. So there are total 21 Grand Prix which are going to happen, with season starting in Australia on March 23 and finishing in Abu Dhabi on November 25. Season will start in Asia, in Oceania, in Australia. All the drivers and teams will move to Chinese Grand Prix, followed by back-to-back Bahrain Grand Prix, before being moving to Azerbaijan Grand Prix on April 27 to 29. Then they go to Europe for Spanish Grand Prix, Monaco Grand Prix, followed by 2 weeks break, go to Canadian Grand Prix, and then comes the triple header French consecutive weekends. French Grand Prix 22nd June, Austrian Grand Prix 29 June, British Grand Prix 6th of July. And this is all courtesy Football World Cup is going to be held in Russia, and Formula 1 has finally decided, the promoters have given a green signal that they can manage all 3 back-to-back Grand Prix sessions during the World Cup session, and they don't want to lose either the spectators. So it's going to be very absorbing 2018 Formula 1 calendar. Round number 11 then will go to Germany on July 20th, Hungarian Grand Prix July 27th, followed by almost a month break for Belgian Grand Prix, Italian Grand Prix following in September, and then comes back to Asia for Singapore Grand Prix, then Russian Grand Prix, round number 17, Japanese Grand Prix, followed by United States, Mexico, Brazil, and season completing in Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So we have actually got the fastest timing of this circuit and of 2017 at Azerbaijan, which has been set by Valtteri Bottas here. We are still in the red flags. I'm bringing this session live commentary to you guys. This is an action-packed Grand Prix. As I told you, there are 2 most difficult parts of this circuit where almost all of the cars have taken the escape route, and drivers would like to do the donuts. That's a place to do it. Go out to the escape route, make a donut, come out. Nobody's going to say anything to you. Just jokes apart, but yes, that's been a very difficult part, and near the 4th most difficult part. And here the track is clear, lights are green again, 3 minutes 33 seconds to go. Almost all the drivers are itching to go on the track and would like to set up the timing here. Of course, they have to warm up their tires, bring the tire temperatures up. Session has resumed with just about 3 minutes to go in this session. Ferraris are also preparing. They're coming out of the pits now. So almost all the cars are out of the pits. Max Verstappen is leading the pack for fighting for the pole position, followed by Lewis Hamilton and Bottas. Now Kimi also is out on the track. Max Verstappen leading the pack. Just about 2 minutes to go. It will be interesting to see about the Mercedes. They generally take 2 laps to warm up their tires, bring the tire temperatures up, but here they are not going to get 2 laps, so there's only 1 lap, and probably they are going to start here, and even though if they miss, they will try another lap. Let's see what happens. All the eyes are going to be on Max Verstappen, who is going to start his time lap now. They are on the start finish line, start finish straight now. Sorry. And they have to be absolutely clear how they want to shape up this lap, all the drivers. One mistake done and they are out. They will spoil their chances of the race. Valtteri Bottas starts off his lap. Lewis Hamilton has started. Something wrong with Max Verstappen, probably taking another lap as a warm-up lap. Valtteri Bottas, let's see, where does he stand in terms of Sector 1? Yes, he does better, 0.196 of a second. He's up, and Lewis Hamilton is also up just about time. Both of them are equally matching in the Sector 1 timings. We'll see in the Sector 2, because Sector 2 has predominantly been strong for Valtteri Bottas. What does he do? Close to the wall near the 4th, the most dangerous point in this circuit. He's going to complete his Sector 2 now. Valtteri Bottas. Timing seems to be good. Clean lap as of now. He has done no mistake whatsoever. Lewis Hamilton also following. Also a clean lap. And he's up by almost 0.19 of a second. And Lewis Hamilton is really cracking. He's half a second up on the provisional time as of now. So he is going to come out P1 as of now, unless Verstappen challenges him. Valtteri Bottas coming, start finish line, goes P1, Lewis Hamilton behind him, and he goes comfortably to P1 by almost half of a second. This is gem of a lap coming out of Lewis Hamilton car here. He's not been good all these timings, and today suddenly he is best on his prime. Kimi Raikkonen, he doesn't improve on his timing, doesn't seem to be good at all. It's already checkered flag is out, so they will not get another lap. Sebastian Vettel is also down. Verstappen has only managed 3rd. Kimi Raikkonen doesn't need to be improving his time. Let's see. Yes, he does. P3, provisional pole. Does Sebastian Vettel displaces him from P3? We'll just see in about a second or two. No, he doesn't. Kimi Raikkonen has gone to P3 for Azerbaijan 2007 Grand Prix. Vettel is 4th, Max Verstappen is 5th, followed by Force India's of Prix and Ocon 6 and 7, Lance Stroll 8, Vettel 9, and Daniel Ricciardo 10. So the session has come to an end with pole position, yet another pole position, which is 66th pole position for Lewis Hamilton. What a session this is from Lewis Hamilton. He was not good at all. In all three free practice sessions. And what a time to bring the best out of his car. Congratulations to Lewis Hamilton. I'm going to bring you very soon the final drivers charts. Now he is only second in the top pole position, pole sitters. Michael Schumacher is the only driver. 68 pole positions for Michael Schumacher. Lewis Hamilton has gone to 66 and he will be very soon catching up with Michael Schumacher, the legend in Formula One. So finally, this qualifying has been completed for round number 8 and Lewis Hamilton is the pole sitter, 66th pole of his career. What a time to get the pole. Chips were down for Lewis Hamilton and for Mercedes, but he gets the time out of nowhere. And where does he go? He sits on the pole, followed by Valtteri Bottas on second and another Finn on 2 and 3 positions from Ferrari. He is P3. We had a very good session here in Azerbaijan, Baku Grand Prix 2017, round number 8. Remember, Sebastian Vettel is leading the championship here. And Hamilton is on pole. What a qualifying was there today for Lewis Hamilton. He overtakes Ayrton Senna here and in the line to displace Michael Schumacher, the legend, very, very soon. It's a real good work being done by Lewis Hamilton. He had struggled, Mercedes had struggled all the way in this, during this session, in fact, and especially for Azerbaijan Grand Prix, right from the word go for this weekend. But the most important day, and when it counts, it counted for Lewis Hamilton. He catches up with the pole and he delivers at the time when you really need to deliver. We all congratulate to Lewis Hamilton, the pole sitter for this Grand Prix at Azerbaijan. This is round number 8 of Formula One season 2017. Here are the final standings after completion of the qualifying. Lewis Hamilton, pole sitter here at Baku for round number 8 for Mercedes, followed by Valtteri Bottas, second position, Mercedes, followed by another Finn from Ferrari, Kimi Raikkonen, P3. Sebastian Vettel comes home only 4th for Ferrari. Max Verstappen, Dutch guy, tried his best, did all the things to do, but the moment his car had accident yesterday, car was never been comfortable today when he had to back out even in the free practice 3. He comes home 5th. Sergio Perez, Mexican for Force India at 6, followed by another Force India at 7th position, Frenchman Esteban Ocon. Number 8, Lance Stroll, done really good this time around to displace his teammate first time in this session, Felipe Massa, who sits in 9th position for Williams, and the last position fills up with Daniel Ricciardo for Red Bull. He had a shunt, just about 3.5 seconds to go in this session, and he sits at P10. P11, Daniel Kvyat Toro Rosso, followed by another Toro Rosso, Carlos Sainz from Spain, 12th position. Third goes to Nico Hülkenberg, Renault. Kevin Magnussen, Haas, 14th. Pascal Wehrlein, Sauber, another German, 15th. Fernando Alonso, 16th. McLaren, 17th goes to Romain Grosjean, Haas, followed by Sauber of Ericsson at 18th. McLaren, Stoffel Vandoorne on 19th, and the last position filled by Joylen Palmer, who could not start this session as he had a car breakdown in free practice 3. This completes the qualifying session for 2017 Formula 1 Round 8 at Azerbaijan. I will be bringing live session for race tomorrow, so all my viewers stay tuned to my channel to have very enthralling session tomorrow for the race of round 8 at Baku for Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Thank you everybody for watching my live commentary, and love to get my channel subscribed by you, which is on the right bottom corner. Please click on and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much and have safe driving. Goodbye, take care and good night. Bye bye.